Toropo remains PNGDF Commander. City Police on a mission for alcohol use tests. And PNGOC on track to prepare athletes. Good evening and welcome. This is Monday's news. I'm Kilawani. Major General Gilbert Toropo remains as commander of Papua New Guinea Defence Force after the Waigani National Court stayed his revocation. This means Toropo will continue to act as PNGDF commander until the courts make a decision on his appeal. Last Monday, recently promoted Major General Mark Goina was appointed as new PNGDF commander by the NEC at the PNGDF headquarters at Mari Barracks. Days after Goina's appointment, Toropo filed an urgent application seeking leave for a judicial review on the NEC decision to retire and revoke him as chief of PNGDF. Toropo's case returns to court on 18th February. In the meantime, he remains as PNGDF commander. Police in Port Moresby have been tasked to collect statistics on the type of alcohol that is causing problems at the community level. A concerned parent says the government needs to address this urgently because of the level of social issues that come with this. Commander of NCD and Central Divisional Command, Anthony Wagambi Jr., has tasked the NCD police to collect data after police reported a steady increase in cheap alcohol-related offences.
Alcohol abuse has been identified as a major contributing factor to the increase in social and criminal offences reported to Port Moresby Police. In a statement released by Commander Wagambi, the NCD Metropolitan Superintendent and his team have been assigned the duty to collect data and identify the alcohol that is causing problems within the city.
Even legally straight, legally mangi. All drink this la marijuana go on top. Okay, still passing come up now.
Calls have been made to the National Capital District Commission to take lead in gaining support from the national government to properly regulate the manufacturing and selling of cheap alcohol with high alcohol percentages.
All this line also drink this cheap beer. He go to like so in Aplo Sambla line in Aplo stop him. You must make him Sambla well. Stop him this beer. Time all custom this beer. Most all walking one time. Steam, na time all drink this beer finish. All come kiss him drag time and tintin and blackouts.
Over the last 5 years, the alcohol industry in Papua New Guinea has started manufacturing and selling alcohol for as low as 20 kina. But parents say that is resulting in domestic arguments and fights within the family unit.
On didn't come grabbing fight one the mibla. Mibla like to talk close like grab fight one the mibla. Toropo stone stick, all bagara mibla. Or some no like all by drinks la beer more. Stop him to the beer or keta.
The move by police in NCD is aimed at identifying the issue and getting the authorities to address alcohol abuse appropriately. This, Commander Wagambi says, has been proven with the high number of incidences which have not been experienced in previous years. Thekla Jogo, National EMTV News.
Residents in Leh are questioning the sudden hike in bus fares this week, saying there was not enough awareness done by the PMV board about this change. According to a report published by the national newspaper on the 30th of December, ICCC's CEO, Paulus Ein, attributed the rise in PMV fares to the increase in the Consumer Price Index. Michael Pies with this report.
For years, Leh residents have been accustomed to paying for standard PME bus fares for specific routes in the city. This morning, commuters were confused when they were such a higher fare.
Increase, but they should give the awareness that, okay, this is a time talks away or some price by increase, we will be collecting bus fare or trikina or this kind. So me plan by highway.
The bus crews and drivers of PMVs in Ley were notified about the change in fares late last year. Retail prices for diesel increased late last year as it is one factor ICCC considered to increase the PMV and taxis fares. Ley residents have argued with bus crews that not enough awareness was made on the changes prior to it being implemented. The increase of the fares will also help the PMV's entrepreneurs to pay for fuels and their employees on the road. The hike of the public transport fares will also affect matters selling fresh produce at Ley Market.
Na no gat all plenty line complain all growers blomipla outside lo 9 pla district lo morobe all come inside 8 pla district one time inside Ley district all come inside all to same bus fee one tab na market by mipla come or mipla na nap come na disla mipla look mipla looking more same by big pla every through.
Michael Tamdipais, National EMTV News, Ley.
National Alliance Party leader Patrick Pruitt has welcomed the resolution of the additional 4.27% equity granted to the PNG LNG project's 5 provincial governments and landowners through distribution of dividend payments by Kumul Petroleum. Pruitt, who had chaired the Ministerial Economic Committee during negotiations for the LNG project, said under the Oil and Gas Act, 2.7% was accorded to landowners and associated stakeholders and paid for by the national government. He said the additional 4.27% was the outcome of direct negotiations conducted by the late Anderson Agiru in his capacity then as Southern Highlands Governor. Pruitt adds the aspects of the settlement may not be fully in line with the spirit and letter of the original government plans, but it is heartening that decade-old issues can finally be put to rest so policymakers can concentrate on future growth and prosperity. EMTV News continues with more stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. South Pacific Brewery has donated an oxygen concentrator to the Medellin Provincial Hospital. Medellin is one province that has seen spikes in COVID-19 cases, hence the company's corporate support to the hospital as a form of social responsibility to protect citizens from the virus. Corporate Affairs Manager John Nilkare made these statements during the official handover of the equipment last Thursday.
Medellin is in a strategic location, and it is one of the highly populated provinces where there is a constant movement of people, and a lot of people go to the provincial hospital to get medical help. Thus, the South Pacific Bureau has decided to support the hospital with an oxygen concentrator.
We have close to 100 outlets here, retailers, both wholesalers, distributors, different formats of businesses here. So we're very much a part of the fabric of Medellin. We're a stakeholder in the economy of Medellin, and we felt it was incumbent upon us to support the Model On Hospital in its, let's just say, in its quest and in its journey to protect its people against this deadly pandemic, the coronavirus.
The oxygen concentrator will help health officers save lives. The equipment is not only for COVID-19 patients, but can also save patients with respiratory illnesses.
One of the number one causes of killer disease in this country is pneumonia, and they need oxygen. And if we put the good use, not only for COVID, put the good use. I'm hoping that I'll get this right to the intensive care unit. Yes, right. Put it right there and you can get it for the population there. I woke up this morning and I thought, no. When you wake up in the morning in the house, you shoot off the light, you put on the fan, and shoot the fan, put on the jug. The body's different. It's a system that comes on like that. Your eye, your heart, your legs, your arms, it's a system that congruously just comes on without you thinking about it. And what do they need? Oxygen. Oxygen. I'm moving my finger because of oxygen. I'm talking because of oxygen. I'm thinking because of oxygen, and this medicine goes so long. That's why it's a number one treatment for any sick patient, be it trauma, be it pneumonia, be it a pregnant mother. Oxygen is a needed factor to heal. It's medicine.
Medellin is one of the 5 provinces Brewery has recently donated the oxygen concentrators to. The other 4 are Western Islands Provincial Hospital, Sir Joseph Nomri Provincial Hospital in Chimbu, Eastern Islands Goroka-based Hospital, and Lace Engau General Hospital. Neil Carrer says these are very critical key provinces that are highly populated.
Medellin has very unique challenges. It's very big landmass and very sparsely located, the population. And a lot of people, within the Medellin province, they come here to Medellin to get service, to get treated and what have you. So it's really important that all stakeholders and business houses and people that we band together, we pull together and support Medellin Hospital because it has many, many unique challenges. And basically today here, on behalf of the South Pacific Brewery, I'm here to donate this piece of equipment to support the good work that Medellin and Dr. Sammy and the team are already doing.
Martha Lewis, National EMTV News, Medellin.
Leoshina Kariha, former Miss PNG and Miss Pacific Islands 2018 to 2019, will be traveling to Hawaii for studies after winning a prestigious scholarship program offered by the USA government. Kariha, who was farewelled and congratulated by the Miss Pacific Islands pageant PNG committee, won the award in 2020, but due to COVID-19 travel restrictions, started and completed 2 years online. She will be completing the remaining 2 years, majoring in political science under the Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs program. She thanked her family, MPIP PNG committee and IBS University for their support throughout her reign as Miss PNG and looks forward to concentrating on her studies. The former beauty queen is expected to depart PNG later this week. Karikuhiri MP Peter Isoaimo says the level of service delivery into communities in Siraka has been minimal due to differences and land ownership. Isoaimo expressed this while paying a visit to the local community there on Sunday. The local MP presented 50,000 kina to the Siraka Empowerment Association to support their work in the community.
On the first Sunday of 2022, Karikuhiri MP Peter Isoaimo traveled to Siraka to join the local community for a church service, a small community just outside the city's reach. The message for the day was repent, be changed, and do better things in your community.
We have to ensure that our lives are in a good condition where it is a place where the lodgers can reside and lead us and guide us and for this year, new 2022.
Much of the land at Siraka community is owned by the Motu Koitabu land owners. Development in this area has been lacking for the past 25 years. The Karikuhiri MP says if land is made available, services like education and health will be built for the people. He wants local leaders to iron out land differences for development.
The landowners continually suppress us. But there's some opening because the council has brought some documents stating that they are willing to free up some land for development purposes. Okay, with that approach, we have something in writing, but we also want to see the actual people and, not one person, a group of landowners who own the land. So, as a government, we're comfortable that there are no problems.
A 50,000 kina funding was presented to the local Siraka Empowerment Association. The funding is expected to support the local group in their activities. MP Isoaimo urged the people to move in one direction so the district and national government can assist, open up the area and support locals.
We are surrounded by swamps. Everybody family groups should be going into fish farming. There's a lot of money from National Fisheries Authority that we should be tapping off. This is where, village leadership need to step up. I am your national leader. You voted me as your voice to be on the floor of Parliament. You didn't vote me as councillor for Siraka. I cannot come solve your problems here in the village. Your problems, council has to bring them forward.
A spokesperson of the receiving community group says the funding is bonus to further the group's activities. He says though they are close to the city, service delivery has been a struggle.
Now yet inside the community, no education, no red post, no one plus service law. Government staff because people staff law land loss almost to quita. That's why people stop and planting here finish. But now yet people how much so same. Member blow Idikairuku and come presenting Lilik Makmakla and Blomtol Association.
Juggler Power Junior National EMTV News.
Oil Palm Industry Corporation, the government entity that runs extension and intervention programs for smallholder farmers, is looking at increasing the current smallholder yields from 11 tons per hectare per year to 17 or 18 tons. OPIC's General Secretary Captain Pupita, an accountant who has spent several years working with the private oil palm companies, says it's a big target but achievable. He said the foundation has been set in the last 2 years with block rehabilitation, encouraging best management practices.
Our export tendency is running around about 12 to 14, 16 million. We can reach billion. We can reach 2 billion. It's doable. The bulk of the oil palm actors, around about 30 to 35% of the planted palm oil is owned by us, the small owners. So if we increase our yields, that 1.2 to 1.6 million is basically the bulk of the revenue is coming from the million companies' plantations, because they are doing 30 to 40. If we bring it halfway, midway, then that 1.2 to 1.6 million average export tendency we are getting will jump up to between 1.6 to 2 billion. We're going to make it happen. And going forward, that's my objective. The nitty-gritty of it is just best management practice.
And now looking at the Nest Fund market report, the kina closed unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina is buying $0.2775, $0.3780 Australian dollars, $0.2360 euro, and 31.35 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed lower, and copper closed higher. Crude oil is trading higher, palm oil closed higher, and copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading lower. Trukai Sports is next. Join us for the details after this break.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Star Mountain Football Club will select 5 players for an opportunity in the National Soccer League competition. Star Mountain FC Chairman Joshua Kiangim says the 5 players will be selected from the mini soccer tournament. He said this chance provides a golden opportunity for players to compete at a higher level of football in the country. The players will be part of the Star Mountain FC. Teleformin member Salam Mirisim has encouraged raw talents to prove to officials and get selected. Meanwhile, Mineral Resource Star Mountain will continue to be the major sponsor for the local NSL club. Looking forward to the new year and the challenges they may face, the PNG Olympic Committee will continue with their mission of preparing the country's athletes for upcoming international events. Hakli Lovai with more.
2022 looks to be another busy year for the PNG Olympic Committee, beginning with the Queen's Baton scheduled to visit the country from the 29th to the 31st of January. As it makes its journey around the Commonwealth as a lead-in to the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games. The PNGOC will make an announcement early this month on the route of the Queen's Baton relay through the country, as it continues its journey across 71 Commonwealth nations and territories before finally arriving in Birmingham before the Games in July. Team PNG will participate in 2 major sporting events this year, beginning with the Pacific Mini Games in Saipan, Northern Marianas, from the 17th to the 25th of June, and the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham in the United Kingdom from the 27th of July to the 7th of August. Huxley Lovai, Chukai Sports.
We'll have more sports stories after the break.
Chukai Sports.
Welcome back to Chukai Sports. Over 40 outrigger canoes took part in a major canoe sailing race at Gabuane village in the Abau district of Central Province today. Canoes from neighboring villages on the Arama coast and Kapari Viriolo area also participated in the popular race that has been revived after being silent over the last few years. There are plans in place to promote tourism activities in the area through an annual canoe sailing festival as well.
The White Urapo beach of Gabuone, known for canoe racing in the area, came alive today after a long absence, particularly during the festive season. The event was revived through the initiative of Rapana Vagi with the aim of extending the event to become an annual cultural festival in the future through showcasing the art of canoe making and other forms of art in the area. Vagi, who sponsored the event, was heavily involved in the sport in past years from Gabuone village and says there are already talks between the village's development committee, the National Cultural Commission and the Tourism Promotion Authority to enable this initiative. "46 canoes from Gabuone and other villages on the Aroma coast and Cape Rodney area took part in today's race, which saw a huge crowd on the beach cheering for their respective canoes. The canoes began the race at around 10 a.m. from Urapo Beach out towards Walaivele Island, turning at various points set by race organizers. Due to the strong winds blowing out at sea proving very challenging for the racing crews, the race course had to be shortened midway through the race for safety of those out at sea, with the race winding up at around 1 p.m. The Waikato canoe crew from Marawaone came out as winners of the race, receiving 2,000 kina cash, followed by Constable crew in second place, receiving 1,800 kina, and Wasa Kovuna from Warai Vanua on the Aroma coast taking third spot with 1,700 kina. Other placings also received prize money. Guests from PNG's tourism industry were also present at the racing venue, expressing interest and explaining the potential for tourism at Gabuone going into the future. Jamie Harrow, Chukai Sports.
That ends Chukai Sports. We'll bring you the weather report after the break.
Chukai Sports. Chukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
Looking at the weather forecast for this evening through tonight, southern region, the nation's capital, Port Moresby, mostly fine, partly cloudy. Popondetta, partly cloudy with few showers. Kerema, partly cloudy with chances of early morning showers. Daru, partly cloudy with few showers, light to moderate winds. Alotau, mostly fine, partly cloudy. For the Mamasa region, Leh, partly cloudy with chances of a shower or two. Wewak, mostly cloudy with chances of a shower or two. Vanimo, cloudy with few showers. And Medellin, partly cloudy, light to moderate northwest winds. New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy with few showers. Kavieng, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo and Rabaul, mostly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, cloudy with rain showers, and Buka, mostly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. And for the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, cloudy periods with some showers and possible thunderstorms, then morning fog. Goroka and Kundiawa, cloudy with few showers, then morning fog. Mendi and Wabe, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms, then morning fog. Forecasts for small crops for the next 24 hours. Coastal waters of southern PNG Indonesian border through Daru to Hood Point, seas 1 to 2 meters. Coastal waters of Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 2.5 to 3 meters. Coastal waters of Vitia Strait to Wewak, seas 1.5 to 3.5 meters. Coastal waters of New Britain to New Island and Bougainville, seas 1 to 2.5 meters. Ocean forecasts for PNG areas. Coral seas, seas slight to moderate with northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon seas, seas moderate to rather rough with northwest winds of 15 to 24 knots. Bismarck seas, seas moderate to rather rough with northwest winds of 10 to 24 knots. And the Pacific Ocean, seas slight to moderate with northwest winds of 10 to 24 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that's been the news, sports and weather for today, Monday, 3rd of January 2022. On behalf of the entire news team, pleasant evening. Bye for now.